Once upon a time, Subway was the undisputed king of fast food. Bigger than McDonald's, more locations than Starbucks. The footlong reigned supreme. But today, things aren't so fresh anymore. What happened? How did Subway go from the world's biggest restaurant chain to a struggling sandwich-slinging shadow of its former self? Subway went from a $5 footlong empire to a financial train wreck. And the truth? It's uglier than that floppy lettuce they serve. Here's the big question. What if the real reason your Subway sandwich doesn't taste the same anymore has nothing to do with the food? Let's dig into the messy downfall of the sandwich empire that once ruled the world. Stay tuned, because this story gets crazy. Let's rewind to the glory days. It's the 1980s. Big hair, neon everything, and Subway is crushing it. The 2000s were Subway's peak. They had 44,000 stores worldwide, making them the largest restaurant chain on earth. Their slogan, "Eat Fresh," made us believe we were making healthy choices while devouring footlongs the size of our forearm. Subway dominated the market by offering cheap franchise opportunities, aggressive expansion, and of course the Jared Fogle weight loss marketing campaign. The genius, their low-cost franchise model. Unlike McDonald's, which costs over $1 million to open, you could start a Subway for as little as $150,000. This made it the easiest fast food chain to franchise. Franchisees flooded in. At its peak, Subway had over 27,000 locations in the US alone, more than Starbucks. They weren't just selling sandwiches, they were selling a lifestyle. But as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. Subway's meteoric rise was impressive. But its crash? Even messier than a meatball sub with extra sauce. Let's fast forward to today where stores are closing left and right. Why? Well, grab your favorite sub because things are about to get spicy. Turns out, you can't make money selling a foot of bread, meat, and sadness for $5 forever. Imagine being on top of the world, and then free-falling like a soggy meatball sub falling apart in your hands. That's Subway's story. Let's talk numbers. Subway's revenue peaked at $18 billion in 2012. But by 2019, it had plummeted to $10.2 billion. That's an $8 billion loss. Basically enough money to buy 1 million years worth of footlongs, almost a 50% drop, a financial faceplant so bad that even their lettuce couldn't recover. The company also shut down thousands of stores in just a few years. In 2019 alone, over 1,000 Subways closed. But it gets worse. In 2024, Subway had to hold an urgent meeting with its franchisees because sales kept tanking. Some stores reported revenue drops of 10% or more. But what was the real issue? Subway's business model wasn't built for quality, it was built for quantity. More locations meant more franchise fees, but not necessarily more customers. This led to oversaturation, with Subways literally across the street from each other, competing against themselves. And if that wasn't bad enough, franchise owners were getting crushed. Subway took a huge cut of profits, forcing them to slash prices to survive. In 2018, the infamous $5 footlong made a comeback. Sounds great for customers, right? But franchisees hated it. They barely made any profit, and it was the final nail in the coffin for many struggling locations. Franchisees were also forced to open locations too close to each other, cannibalizing their own sales. They had no control over suppliers, forcing them to buy overpriced, low-quality ingredients. Some even reported making less than their employees after expenses. And that's why in 2020 alone, Subway shut down more than 2,000 stores. The pandemic made things even worse, but wait, what if Subway's biggest problem was never the food? Here's the kicker. It wasn't just bad luck or changing tastes. Subway's business model was never designed to succeed long-term. Corporate greed was baked right into the bread. Owning a Subway sounds like a dream, right? Open your own store, be your own boss. But in reality, it's more like being stuck in a never-ending shift that you paid for. Think that's bad? We're just getting started. Because behind the crumbling franchises and sad sandwiches, there's a lawsuit Subway hopes you've forgotten. But before getting into that, if you've ever had a Subway worker give you 2 sad cucumbers and call it extra toppings, hit subscribe button for more secret revealing contents. Ah yes, the PR disaster of 2013. Customers started measuring their sandwiches and realized a foot long was actually just 11 inches. They literally short-changed customers an entire inch. And people lost it. Lawsuits were filed. Memes exploded. Subway had to release an official statement like, It's called a foot-long, not a measured long. Seriously, that was their excuse. And then, other back-to-back scandals. Speaking of which, remember the tuna scandal of 2021? A lawsuit claimed Subway's tuna wasn't actually real tuna. Lab tests found zero trace of fish DNA in it. Subway fought back, but the damage was done. The internet roasted them. So what was it? Mystery meat? Alien food? The world may never know. And it didn't stop there. A Canadian study once claimed their chicken was only 50% actual chicken. The rest? Filler. Customers started asking, what exactly am I eating? But Subway's downfall isn't just an inside job. While they were busy microwaving mystery meat, the competition was cooking up something fresh, literally. Let's talk about how other brands left Subway in the dust. Subway used to have one big advantage. It was the healthy fast food option. But guess what? That's not enough anymore. While Subway was busy microwaving rubbery chicken, competitors were stealing customers. They're using fresher ingredients, better bread, and, let's be honest, way tastier subs. Meanwhile, Subway was out here still pushing mystery meat and wilted lettuce. And then there's Chipotle, Panera, and all those trendy build-your-own spots. Eating up Subway's market share like a footlong on cheat day. Even McDonald's and Taco Bell are offering healthier options now. So, Subway's once unique selling point, gone. Poll time. Be honest. When was the last time that you had Subway? Drop your vote in the comments. A. Yesterday. B. Years ago. C. Only when I'm starving and trapped in an airport. Now if you thought bad food was Subway's only problem, think again. The company went through a leadership crisis after its founder Fred DeLuca passed away in 2015. He had been the driving force behind the brand, and without him, things spiraled. Then, there's the Jared Fogle disaster. Subway spent 15 years building their entire brand around a guy who lost weight eating sandwiches, only to find out he was involved in one of the most disturbing scandals ever. Subway cut ties immediately, but the damage was done. People started seeing Subway as sketchy, outdated, and out of touch. With leadership disasters and PR nightmares piled high like a poorly made sub, the big question is, can Subway bounce back? Or is it too late to save the sandwich empire? Well, they're trying. They recently launched the Eat Fresh Refresh campaign, introducing new bread, meats, and celebrity endorsements. But is it too little? Too late? Subway still has fierce competition, and many franchisees are leaving for better opportunities. And while their global revenue is still in the billions, they've lost a significant chunk of the market. Some experts say Subway needs to revamp its menu, improve ingredients, and stop squeezing franchisees dry. Others think it's just too late. The competition has already won. But let's be real. Will you actually go back? Is Subway beyond saving, or could a new CEO bring it back from the dead? Comment your thoughts below. Alright, before you go, do me a favor, hit that like button like a Subway worker hitting a foot long into shape. And subscribe unless you want your next sub to mysteriously taste like cardboard. Your choice. So, what's the lesson here? Subway's downfall wasn't just about bad food or bad marketing. It was a combination of greedy expansion, unhappy franchisees, PR disasters, and changing consumer tastes. Until next time, stay hungry for knowledge, not mystery meat.